Hello, it's Tom from Manchester FA, a referee development officer. Just getting in touch. I hope you're all well. Just to sort of keep people's brains in gear and ticking over while there's no football being played. We thought we'd take the opportunity to get some insight into the top end of the game from Manchester FA ref Chris Kavanagh. Thanks to Chris for agreeing to getting involved. Earlier this week, as you'll know, I wrote to our referee workforce. Just want to thank everyone who responded with some great questions for Chris. For those of you who don't know, Chris is a full-time ref in the Premier League, Select Group 1, and is also a FIFA match official, so can usually be found on either a Premier League game or Champions League game and things of that nature. So first of all, Chris, thanks for joining us. Are you well?
Yeah, really good, thanks. Great opportunity just to say hello to everybody. I know it's difficult times for everyone. So yeah, it's nice just to be able to do a little bit of a piece and answer some questions, really.
So first question, mate, is from David Bowen. He's a level 7 grassroots ref. So his question is that he'd like some general advice. He's refereeing in grassroots football and would really like to improve his performance. So what advice have you got for someone in David's position?
I think take every opportunity you can to learn and develop. I think first and foremost, I think every opportunity I've got now, certainly not being able to referee, looking back at clips has been a real help for me. I appreciate at grassroots that's not something you can do, but certainly think back to games that you've done, areas that have gone really well. Think about situations that maybe haven't gone so well and replay those back through your mind. How could I deal with those differently? What could I do in the next game to ensure that situation works out better for me, but at the same time maintaining the focus that there are really good things we do in games and we sometimes lose focus of them. So take every opportunity to learn and grow and develop. There's plenty of material now online to look at. The FA obviously just recently sending out PowerPoints and video clips to learn and develop from those as well. So use those at this time. Once we get back underway and we can get out on the green bit, certainly referee as much as possible. I believe that the more games we do, the more we can learn from those games, and the more that can help us in the future. But seek advice, speak to colleagues, speak to different people in the game, get a general consensus of how things are going, and learn off those people as well.
Brilliant. Next question from Cameron Love. Cameron asks, what's the day-to-day life like for a professional referee? Can you give us a bit of insight as to what your regular working week might look like?
Yeah, so obviously a little bit different now with everything that's going on, but in general, will involve maybe 1 or 2 training sessions a day, maybe getting out onto the pitch, certainly going to the gym, working on some core work or upper body work or whatever that might look like, and then looking at revising games. So a couple of days after a game, I'll certainly go through the 90 minutes and look back at incidents and go through the whole game. We also have so after every game, we have a platform called Ref360, which is basically our assessment. So we have to go in there and answer questions. So someone will look at that and will provide us feedback, and then we will go back in and answer questions. This is the decision I give, this is the reason I give it, this is my thoughts and my understanding. So that can take a little bit of time. Other than that is just actually getting some downtime. So actually just putting the feet up, just relaxing, because when the season is in full flow, it's pretty crazy. So especially with the UEFA stuff, so it could be refereeing Saturday, VAR Sunday, fly out somewhere Monday, get back on Wednesday, and then probably train on the Thursday, and then obviously then travelling to a game probably Friday again. So it can be pretty hectic. It's a great place to be. It's certainly not something that I'm saying I'm not happy with. But when we get an opportunity just to rest the feet, rest the mind, I think that's as important as training as well.
Great stuff. Next question is from Khan Hayes. He's another level 7 referee. So he's asking what it's like working with international referees. So how different is it working with people who are on the sort of international panel compared to working with the British referees in the Premier League that you'll work with on a more regular basis?
Yeah, so I think in general, when we're working with UEFA, we have a lot of meetings, we have a lot of clips that we look at away from match day itself. So there's a lot of work which brings us closer together. So each situation, really, we should all be looking to give the same decision throughout the world, basically. So that's something we do. So when we go out onto UEFA, there's an expectancy, and no matter which country you're from, generally that expectancy is delivered. I haven't really done that much work with other international referees as such. I know someone like Stuart Atwell, he's doing a lot of work as VAR with other nationalities. The only people I've worked with is primarily Michael Oliver, and recently with Willie Collum, who's a Scottish referee, and working with his colleagues. So I've been lucky in that respect. But in general, just keep the language simple. Speak a little bit slower. I know that sounds daft, but generally the English is good throughout the UEFA network. They have to do an English test as well. So overall, there's a pretty good understanding. So it's fairly easy to work with them. We all know where we're coming from. We've got a set of guidelines we all work to, and if we can adapt to those principles, then we're pretty much okay.